Good morning, Neverland. Guess who's back? You might be excited about this and you might not be excited about this at all. I guess it really depends on how you feel about me. That gives me anxiety. So welcome back to an all new episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll. How are ya? I'm your hostess with the absolute mostest, and by mostest I usually mean coffee, anxiety, depression, and glitter. That's what makes me who I am. But welcome back. I know it's been a while since I made a video. It's been like a month, I think. And I thought that for a comeback episode, instead of trying to come up with some random thing to talk about, that we will just kind of reconnect and talk about why I took a break. So if you're tuning in, thank you for clicking on that notification. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't really know what you're doing with your life, but clearly it's nothing positive. Just kidding. I'm just giving you shit because I can. But thank you for tuning back in. I know that I'm definitely one of those YouTubers that takes breaks from posting consistently because I have to for my mental health. I don't know. To be honest, it's not something I'm proud of. I don't like the fact that sometimes I can't handle life in general, and that the things that I struggle with keep me from, you know, doing the things that I'm passionate about or performing in my work. And that really, I would have to say, makes me feel worthless. It makes me feel like a jerk. It makes me feel like I need to get control of myself, and the fact that I can't sometimes really takes its toll on me. And I thought that in this video I would just kind of open up and level with you guys about the reality of my personal anxiety and depression. Joy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, I don't know, thinking I'm cool enough to spend time with me on a consistent basis. If you're not new with me, thanks for sticking around. I don't know why you're still here, but if you're a follower of my channel or if you're new to my channel, one of the things that I consistently try to openly talk about are my personal struggles with anxiety and depression, because I think that it's definitely one of the things, it's an epidemic. Like, it's an epidemic. It's something that I think that we can all relate to and we can all connect with. It's something that I think a lot of people feel alone in. And I think that the more that we're open about it and the more that we share, you know, what we go through and how we deal with it, that it kind of helps other people feel less alone, and it also helps them kind of open up and accept their own struggles with anxiety and depression. And I think it's one of those things that we all try to shove aside, or we try to push back and get rid of. And I think that that's kind of one of the main mistakes that we all make. I think that anxiety and depression it's so common anymore. You know what I mean? It's something that so many of us struggle with. And if you don't, kudos to you. That's absolutely amazing. But if it is something you struggle with, you know the seriousness of it. And I think that if we all kind of started accepting it as part of our daily lives and dealing with it on a daily basis instead of constantly trying to shove it aside or hide it or deny it or not accept it, I think that maybe, you know, we would be able to deal with it daily better in a more positive way. I know for me personally, I really struggle with being really hard on myself when my anxiety and my depression are at its highest peaks. And I try to ignore the negative effects that it has on my life. Like if I ignore it, it'll somehow go away or get better. Yeah, right? You know, and this month, April has put me in a lot of different places with my anxiety that have tested me. So while I've been away, I've spent a lot of my time, I've just really been busy, to be honest. I try to film my show every Sunday, but then I feel like, because it takes me an entire day, I feel like it takes away from my family time, and that's really what's most important. Family time and self-health time, mental health time, reconnecting, really living in those moments that feed us spiritually in happy, healthy ways. And so I decided that I'd start filming my show during the week at some point, but then I get so caught up with daily things. Like, for instance, one of the things that I do because of my anxiety is I have to have everything in its place, and I hate that about myself. That's like one of the things that I hate more than anything, that I cannot relax. I cannot focus on anything else until I do my specific routines every day. And that specific routine is always cleaning. And I think I get that from my mom. That's one of the things my mom always did. Like every day she had to clean her house. She had to vacuum and do all of these things before she could do anything else. And that definitely is transferred over to me, and I recognize that. But it's also something that I can't seem to get past. I've tried to like push it aside and be like, cleaning can wait, go live your life. But then I also can acknowledge that, why put that extra stress and anxiety on myself when I know if I just do that routine every day, I feel more calm and centered. So I just kind of have to accept it. And I hate that I'm like that. I really, really do. So I struggle with accepting it because I don't want that to bother me. I don't want to have to, if I don't sweep the floors and clean the bathrooms and do all the dishes and make sure everything looks picture perfect in my house, then I can't focus on anything else. I don't like that. But I have to accept that that's just something that brings me peace when it comes to my anxiety. And by accepting that and giving myself, you know, that moment of just knowing that's a part of who I am, like that's a part of my mental health that I have to do to feel cool, calm, and collected, you know, just accept it. And I think that that's something that we all kind of need to do. I think that we need to accept the fact that when you have anxiety and you have depression, there are just things that you may not, I don't know, want in your life. You may not want to have to focus on, but why? Like, what's convicting you? What's making you feel like that's a bad thing or that you shouldn't do that? And if I really think about it, the reason I don't like that about myself is because I feel like it's keeping me from other things, and I feel like I'm not keeping to a standard that also helps or caters to everybody else. And it's like, well, you can't do that. You can't do that to yourself. You need to understand that anxiety and depression is a part of who you are. It's a part of your life. It's not just something you can make go away. And a lot of people think, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but a lot of people are like, just stop worrying. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. And it's like, if I could do that, I would, but I can't. And it really sucks, but I think the more that we start accepting some of the things that our anxiety and our depression brings into our life, and we stop being so hard on ourselves about them, then maybe it will be easier day to day. So one of the things that I do every day is I know that I want to get my anxiety cleaning routine out of the way, so when my kids get home from school, I can just focus on family time. We can go outside, we do homework, we color, whatever it is we're gonna do. You know, we have family time, and I want that out of the way. And then I don't have to have that extra pressure of feeling like what I do to help cater to my anxiety and calming my anxiety doesn't bother other people, and then that's a stress that's removed. And I've gone through a lot of stuff this month that's put my anxiety on like high levels, such as I've had to do a lot of like school activities with my kids. We had Easter party that I had to go to. I had 2 field trips that I had to go on, and I hate that I can't just enjoy that stuff with my kids because I do love it. And when I overcome those challenges and I overcome those things that cause me anxiety, and I push myself to, you know, interact and be active and do those things, I'm always really proud of myself, because it is hard. It is absolutely hard. You know, I write it all down on the calendar. I know when I have to go do those things, and I'm a stress monkey all the way up until those days. And you know, the day of, I'm just thinking in my head, oh my god, I don't want to do this, I don't want to go, how do I get out of this, what should I do? But I can't. Ultimately, we can't remove ourselves from life and allow anxiety to keep us from doing those things, from being involved in those activities or those moments or those memories, because we're gonna miss out like hugely. And I don't want to miss out, and I hate that mentally I'm scared and I'm anxious and I'm uncomfortable and I'm worried. But you know, I'm proud of myself for consistently pushing myself in those areas, because after, I'm always really happy that I did it. And one of the things that I always tell myself if I'm having to deal with or go do something that really triggers my anxiety, is I always focus on bedtime. I know that kind of sounds silly, but bedtime is like my goal time. So if I'm really worked up and uncomfortable, that's what I tell myself, is that this is a moment, and you're gonna get through this moment, and then you're gonna be back in your comfort zone, you're gonna be back where you feel at peace, you're gonna be in your own space. You know, it's gonna be bedtime, it's gonna be that end of day comfort routine that you do every day, and you're gonna be proud of yourself. You're gonna be proud that you got through that. But it is gonna end, it is gonna be over. And would you rather let your anxiety keep you from that and miss out on that, and then when it's bedtime be kicking yourself because you didn't push yourself? Or would you rather get through that moment the best way that you can, and then at the end of the day be like, you know what, I did it. It may not have been perfect, it may have had some bumpy spots, I may have had some like panicky moments, but I did it and I got through it, and now I'm here, and tomorrow I can take on the day and know that I am capable. I'm capable of functioning, I'm capable of getting past it. And I'm proud of myself for getting through those moments, even though those moments can be really hard. Another thing, realization that I've come to this month is the darkness of my depression. You know, I know I have it, and I know that it's always there, but sometimes I forget how bad it can be. And I know that outwardly, like in my content, my posts and my videos, I'm always really happy and bubbly, and I'm always speaking all this positive vibes, and I do that because that's really who I strive to be. Like I'm preaching what I want to live, and I share that with you guys because I mean, I don't know how not to share that stuff at this point. I've been a person on social media for so long, sharing every aspect of my life. I don't know how to, you know, keep any of that from you, because you guys are like my best friends. So but sometimes the realization of how dark my depression is overwhelming. It really is. And I've had some moments this month where, to be totally honest, I was like, I'm just gonna make another Monday coffee and I'm gonna tell everybody that I'm done and I don't want to do this anymore. And in those moments, you need to just not do anything, you know. I think that those are the moments when you're really at rock bottom, where you feel worthless, because I have 100%. When my depression and my anxiety is at its highest, all I do is convict myself that I should be doing more, that I'm not doing enough, that what I'm doing isn't good enough. I compare myself to like everybody else on YouTube or all the other influencers on Instagram, you know, and I let all of the negatives completely overtake me. And in those moments, you really have to just stop and take care of yourself. And I think that's why I kind of took a break, is because I knew that I was not in my right state of mind, that I was in a dark place, but that dark place would pass. And sometimes it's really hard to keep that focus. It's hard to focus on knowing that that is just a moment and that you're not going to be there forever. But when you have depression, it feels like it feels like this is it, like I'm not going to get past this, I'm not going to make it. And you know, I struggle with that. I really, really do. And every time I get past it, I'm like, let's make a video, let's do this, let's get back at it. And I think that that's really what's most important, is that even though we have those really dark moments that completely feel like they're going to take us out, that when we get past them, we don't allow them to stop us. It would be really easy to just give up. Like, it would be so easy to just give up. But I think that when you get past those moments and you're starting to feel a little stronger and a little bit more yourself, you take that opportunity to get back into whatever it is that you do full swing, and you don't let it completely immobilize your dreams, your passions, whatever journey it is you're taking in life. But I do struggle with that. I struggle with it really, really bad. And it's definitely something that's increased as I get older, and it's something that I'm trying really hard to keep acknowledging, keep accepting. I think that it's really important that we, you know, we take note of what we have going on mentally. You know, I think that a lot of us can like really self-conscious about these things, and that, you know, it's a flaw, but it's a part of who we are. It's no different than anything else that anybody else struggles with. It's like any type of just roadblock in your life, and we can either allow it to completely take us out, or we can just slow down. You know, we can slow down and we can mosey on over it and take our time to make sure that, you know, we're taking care of ourselves, we're not being too hard on ourselves, and we're taking those moments. And I think that with how fast life is anymore, and how much pressure we're all under, and how, you know, we're constantly trying to keep up with other people, and we're constantly holding ourselves to other people's standards, I think that we need to just stop sometimes and take that time. And that's kind of what I did this month. I just kind of stopped and I took the time to really just take care of myself. And now here I am. You know, here I am back at it, not letting it stop me. And I'm proud of myself for that. Some of the things that I've been kind of trying to focus on to help myself is just really absorb the things that make me happy and the things that bring me peace and joy, and just really taking the time to take a breath. I've been spending a lot of time outside, which is helping a lot. I know that kind of sounds silly, but it really has. Just being outside in the fresh air, watching my kids play. We have a cat that we had to put outside because she's just too mean to live inside. So I go outside and I spend time with her. And I think just taking those moments to detach yourself from things like social media and the rest of the world. That's another thing that I've been doing. I've been putting my phone down a lot. And it's hard because, again, that's another thing that I feel self-conflicted about. I feel like I always need to be working. I always need to be working on a post or editing something or making some type of content. The reality is that you can't always be so absorbed into that stuff because it's not good for you. You know, the internet is getting worse and worse and worse of a place, and it's really toxic to your mental health. So I think that it's important to put that aside and just stop. Like, not everything needs to be posted. Not everything needs to be involved in social media. You don't always need to be checking. I have a hard time. I'm a people pleaser 100%, and I can acknowledge that about myself. And one of the things that I feel really guilty about is if I don't reply to people's messages right away, or I make other people wait. And that's something that I'm trying to correct as well, is that this is life and things happen, and there is things outside of social media that you need to focus on, and that it's okay to not like immediately respond and keep up with all of that. And that's definitely helped me a lot, like a ton. I don't know, I think that social media is a blessing and a curse because it's brought a lot of positive things into my life, 100%. And it's a huge part of my life. But I think that as soon as we really allow it to take over and be our life is when there's a problem, and it can really start affecting you negatively, especially in the areas of like anxiety and depression. Because if you struggle with that stuff, there's always a source of negative that can feed into that in a way that's really harmful for you. So I think that, you know, being okay with putting it down and being like, I need to put it down, I need to detach, is something that has been really helpful for me. So I don't know if that would be helpful for you, but you should look into it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really hard on myself. I'm really hard on myself when it comes to my self-worth, for sure. I'm really hard on myself when it comes to what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing 24/7, or that I'm not doing enough. And it's always just feels like guilt. So I'm trying to kind of get that in check. I'm trying to get under control where the negative energies are coming from, so I can kind of, I don't know, curve those and instead focus more on what I need to be doing positively. But I really struggle with being hard on myself for not doing enough. I always feel like I'm behind and I'm not doing enough, and that gives me anxiety on top of anxiety. But you have to stop sometimes. You have to stop sometimes and really work on just being sound in your own mind. And I'm not really good at that, but I'm trying to be. So yeah, that's where I've been. I've just kind of really been, I took some time away to just enjoy my family, handle real life stuff, because as much as we would like to always have time to put into our, you know, the content that we make, real life is still happening, and I think we forget about that. And sometimes real life can keep you from interacting on social media, and that makes me feel bad, but that's reality. And I think the fact that social media takes us away from so much, it's obvious. Like, it's obvious by how much stress and anxiety it gives me that social media has too much of a place in my life sometimes. And I'm trying to not feel bad for stepping away, but it's hard because it's my life. I think another thing that I need to really try to focus on is just finding other things that make me happy. You know, I lived for so long for other people. Like, my life was dedicated to making other people happy and really catering to other people. And now that you know, I'm free and I'm really taking control of my own life, and I'm away from all of those negative strongholds that I really don't think I've tried to experience things, or I've tried to reach out. Like, I feel like I'm in this comfort bubble of what I think I'm supposed to be doing and what I feel pressured to do. And I think I need to kind of step back and find some other things, you know, explore other things for myself, explore other joys and adventures and journeys and hobbies, because I've never really done that. I just stay very, I'm a creature of habit. I don't like change because it gives me anxiety. I don't want to do new things because it gives me anxiety. But I'm going to try to focus on maybe doing some new things, maybe finding some new things that I'm good at that bring me happiness. I don't know. There's a world of possibilities out there. It's been a good month of doll fan mail. If you don't know, I have a P.O. box for doll fan mail, and you guys can send me things that, I don't know, whatever you want. You can send me anything. I've been getting a lot of really fun stuff, so I thought that I would kind of share some of my favorite things that have come in my doll fan box. If you guys want to send something, you can always find the address below. Something that I like to do in my spare time to kind of bring me peace and kind of take my mind off things is I like to color. I've always liked to color ever since I was little. And one of my doll fan members sent me some really fun coloring books. This is the adventures, the big adventures of Tiny Dick. You don't have to be big to do great things, and that really is true. But it's a super fun coloring book. I have a fun sense of humor. I like to think. I don't take things too seriously. There would probably be people who are offended by this, but I really enjoyed this coloring book. I don't know, it really is like, you know what? Life isn't that serious, and neither are penises. And also, Eat a Bag of Dicks, a swear word coloring book for adults, because I have a potty mouth. For real. Also, I think probably so far my favorite gift that has come in my doll fan box. I was super confused by this, and I posted about it on my Facebook page, so if you follow my Facebook page, you've already seen it, or if you're in my doll fan group, you've already seen it. But this came in the mail, and I was super confused, if it will focus, because it looked like makeup or like jewelry, and I was like, who is this brand? Bod Luxury Gifts, like, has a girl on it. I was like, is this makeup? I wasn't expecting this. And then when I opened it, I was greeted with the most amazing surprise. But it is a bag of dicks, and it had a koozie inside, but more importantly, it had a delicious bag of strawberry flavored tiny penises, so I could happily eat a bag of dicks. And it made me laugh. It brought me so much joy. Hopefully that was sent to me by somebody who knew that it would make me laugh, and they weren't hoping that it would be like an insult, because if it did, I really ruined that for them, and I'm not sorry. Another thing that came that I thought was really cool was this personalized, it said on the packaging belt, but it's super tiny even for me. So I think it's kind of more like one of those personalized chokers like Harley Quinn wears that says puddin', but mine says Emily Doll. Isn't that cool? So that was a really exciting, I like having unique pieces in my wardrobe. I like having just unique stuff, period. Whether I wear it or not, I just like having it. Another thing that came were a couple of dresses. This is one of my favorites. I can't wait to wear this. It's starting to get warm outside, so I'm going to be able to start wearing dresses and more free in my wardrobe choices. So I absolutely love this gift. Thank you so much. Thank you for sending me not just things that, you know, are a part of my life, like pinup dresses and makeup and jewelry and fun things like that, but thank you for sending things that are just fun, that brighten my day. I really appreciate that so much. So I want to talk about our sponsors because there's a lot of people who invest in Monday Coffee with the Doll, and I'm super thankful for their love and support in what I do. So I always like to return that support. And one of the things that I'm supporting right now, I don't know if you can see in the background, is a new project. It is a new crowdfunding that is going on to do a really cool retro movie project, and it is Ohio versus the Saucermen. I'm a part of some of the artwork for the project. They want me involved in the actual production once it gets there, but I don't know if I'm ever actually going to be able to do that. I mean, first of all, I can't act. Second of all, I can't act. But they have 28th Parallel Productions has launched the crowdfunding for Ohio versus the Saucermen, and it's a really cool, I'm gonna look it up on my phone, talk about anything new that they are doing. You can follow them on, hold on, it's not coming up. You can follow them on Facebook. They have an amazing page that is going to share everything that's going on with the project. So if you are somebody who's really into retro sci-fi, this is definitely something you want to keep up with. It's going to be a really cool movie. They already have a fun teaser trailer out. They also have some really cool props that are going to be involved in the movie. I have one of the really awesome retro coffee cups that was made by Fiesta USA, and it is a replica prop from the movie that's going to be used. So there's a lot of fun goodies that they're offering anybody who wants to support the project. Again, if you are a fan of sci-fi and you are a fan of retro, this is something that you definitely want to check out. I will have the links below. But I'm a big fan of retro sci-fi. I'm a fan of anything mod. I'm a fan of anything like mid-century, and this kind of caters to all those things, so I'm a big fan. Another one of our sponsors that I want to mention is Forever Above Me. If you don't know what Forever Above Me is, you are missing out. Forever Above Me is an amazing brand that is all about repping what inspires you. There's a lot of things in the world that inspire us and make us who we are, and Forever Above Me likes to support and give really positive outlets to feed into all of those things. So if you want your own official mug of positivity, you can get it from one of our sponsors, Forever Above Me. You can get your own Monday Coffee with the Doll mug. Make sure that you tag me in that post when you get it. There's a lot of really cool people who support my show, like NC Fizzy Treats. If you guys are interested in anything CBD, if you are looking for some natural remedies to help your anxiety and your depression, CBD is always a really great source for that, and NC Fizzy Treats is somewhere that you can go that can get you all the information that you need when it comes to finding great CBD products. She makes probably the best bath fizzies that I've ever used in my life. I don't know how I'm ever going to use anything else now, but she caters to a lot of things that are like for bath and body, CBD, anti-inflammatories, pain relievers, things like that. So that's really, really awesome. And she's a supporter of the show, as well as Modern Vintage Miss. You guys definitely have to check her out. She's a new YouTuber who is absolutely amazing. She's got her own blog going. She's really big into sharing a lot of positive things as well. She shares about real life problems, issues, but she's super fantastic, and she just started her YouTube channel, so I'm going to link her below as well. You guys need to check her out. And I think that's probably about it. The only thing left today is to talk about our Monday Coffee Kisser. This week I am wearing an amazing lipstick by Ink Of Elation. If you do not know who Ink Of Elation is, you need to check them out on Instagram. They have a lot of really amazing different shades of matte lipstick. The thing that I like about them is that they're long lasting, but they're also super comfortable. They're transfer proof, flake proof, they're just really comfortable. They're probably some of my favorite. The thing that I like about them is that they have a wide range of colors. I am wearing Veluto today. It's kind of a mauve-y pink, but I thought that it kind of matched my ensemble. One more shout out that I want to give before I close the show is to the amazing brand of shirt that I am wearing. They posted in my doll fam group that they were trying to sell some of their really awesome t-shirts, so I immediately had to check them out. Retro Rebel is a t-shirt company. I really loved this kind of pale pink Spin the Record. It's kind of super cool rockabilly vibe. Had to get me one of those t-shirts, so I had to support their brand. If you are a small business or a small brand, you make t-shirts or really cool things, hit me up. I would love to support you. I'd love to give you a shout out on my show, so check them out for sure. But I mean, other than that, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for constantly supporting Monday Coffee with the Doll, spending time with me, and being a part of my doll fam. I appreciate you. I love you. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'm never good at this part. I'm not a good YouTuber. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more Monday Coffee with the Dolls or any other videos that I do. I do a lot of fun different things on here. I like to share all of my different passions. But just know that I love your faces, that I'm happy to always have you here. Thanks for living life with me, guys. But until next time, I'm Emily Doll. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Remember, these are the days that fill your week. Make sure you make them as amazing as you are. So, bye!